A selection rule dropdown displays for select commands in the Polygon Modeling tab. Anytime you work with convergent or facet bodies, it can be helpful to see the facets. Do this by activating Facet Edges in the View tab Visualization group. I'll then demonstrate the selection rules using the snip command. Here is the selection rule dropdown in the top border bar. It defaults to single facet. This means you can select facets one at a time, or by window selecting using a rectangle or circle. Conversely, you can hold the Shift key to deselect, and you can also use the lasso to define the boundary of facets to select. I'll deselect these, then set the selection rule to Rough Brush. This displays your cursor as a brush with a circular shape. You need to be positioned over a facet before you can click, then holding the button, drag to paint over the facets. It'll take a little practice as you need to have at least one vertex inside the brush's boundary to select the facet. I'll deselect these facets, then set the selection rule to Fine Brush, which is identical to Rough Brush, except that you only select facets if all three vertices are inside the brush's boundary. For both brush selection rules, look for buttons in the selection step on the dialog to decrease or increase the size of your brush. Use Flood Fill in conjunction with other selection rules to fill in an enclosed region. I used Fine Brush to define a boundary, and setting the selection rule to Flood Fill displays the cursor as a pencil. Picking a single facet then selects all the facets inside the region. I'll deselect these once again and set the selection rule to Face Facets. This selects all the facets in a face, while Body Facets selects all the facets in a body. I'll hold the Shift key, in this case, to deselect them. It's important to note that an imported convergent body is typically a single face, even if the model appears to have multiple faces, so these two rules usually behave the same. And finally, Color Region selects all the connected facets with the same color.